good afternoon, and a very good evening to you, for the people of the tube. Hope you're all today, hope you're feeling grand, knows when you want. Hello there, everybody. Today's video is all about, will a compressor pedal control the Boss DS2 and the Ibanez WH10 volume jump? Okay, so I get asked that quite a lot. Will a compressor pedal work for that John Frusciante thing? You know, will it control the DS2 and the Ibanez WH10 volume jump thing? You know, the short, non-tangent answer is yes, it will. The intro jam today, I was only using 3 pedals. I was using the compressor, Ibanez WH10, and the DS2, and that's all I was using. And I was able to turn the DS2 off and on. I was able to turn the Ibanez WH10 off and on, and leave the compressor pedal on all the time. And you know, it controlled it. It just keeps everything under wraps because obviously it's squishing the signal. So yes. Goodbye now. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again. Goodbye. I'm only kidding. There is more to this video. Okay, so, anyway. Oh, that was. Anyway, moving on. But yes, the compressor pedal will, it will control the volume jump of the DS2 and the Ibanez WH10. It will rein them in so it doesn't do this. That, which isn't very nice at all. So yeah, it will rein them in. So yes, you can use a compressor pedal, but there are 3 ways to control these 2 pedals. There is the compressor pedal, there is your amp, and there is also distortion pedals. So what I thought I would do today is basically, excuse me, is quickly talk about how I've got it set up with a compressor, how I'm going to set it up with an amp, and then how I'm going to set it up with a pedal, and then basically go through those 3 examples and let you decide which one you like the most, and then you can kind of go for that option depending on, you know, what you prefer the sound of. Basically, I'll turn the room mics off, you'll just hear the close mic, and that'll be that. So, because like I say, these 3 individual ways all sound different to me. You know, the compressor way sounds different to the amp way, and the amp way sounds different to the golden Plexi way, or the distortion pedal way. And you know, they all sound different. They've all got their own individual sounds. I mean, my favourite one personally is a distortion pedal, followed by the amp, followed by the compressor. The compressor is my least favourite, simply because it takes away some of the character. If you want, not loads of it. It doesn't, you know, it's not like drastic. Oh my god, that sounds terrible. It still sounds wicked, but I do feel it takes away a bit of the character and a bit of the gain off the DS2. I feel using the distortion pedal or the amp actually gives you more kind of like sustain and more kind of gain from that pedal, whereas I think a compressor kind of, you know, squishes it a little bit too much, which is, you know, it's its job. But I think amp compression or distortion compression works better for those pedals than an actual compressor pedal. So, like I say, what I'm going to do today is the first example will be compressor pedal. Second example will be the amp on its own with the DS2 and the Ibanez WH10, and the third example will be a distortion pedal. And I want you to let me know, people of the tube, which one you preferred and why. What was it about that sound? And you know, what was it? That's what I would want, so to say. And try not to be swayed by kind of like, you know, which one sounds more like John Frusciante or whatever. Kind of go, oh, I like that one because, you know, what is it about it that makes you really like it? Because like I say, I personally think the closest one to John Frusciante is using the amp. It's not the pedal, it's not the compressor. I think using the amp to control the DS2 and the Ibanez WH10 is closer to John's tone than actually using a pedal. Personally, because that's how kind of John got his more than anything is, you know, the compression comes from his amps, especially the way he had them running. So but I say my favourite is a pedal. It just makes the DS2 really warm and round sounding. I mean, it's kind of like that anyway, and it makes the Ibanez WH10 responding in a certain way that I really like as well. And it's, you know, it still has that John thing, which I'm very, very much like, but it's not 100%, if you know what I mean. But I like it either way. Okay, so before we get into sound examples, let me tell you how it's going to work, signal chain and amp settings. Okay, so compressor pedal first, setup we've got. So we're going from the guitar into the Boss DS2, into the Ibanez WH10, into the compressor, And then to the amp, we're going to use the Boss Katana 100 today, because I'm in love. So yeah, just to recap, guitar, Boss DS2, Ibanez WH10. I'm using my Marshall Ed, the compressor, so I'm using Ed as a compressor. And I just got a mouthful of my own hair. It's like eating straw. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I'm slowly turning into Wurzel Gummidge. Pretty sure that's happening. The transformation is nearly complete. Anyway, I've gone off. Guitar, DS2, Ibanez WH10, compressor pedal to Boss Katana's clean channel. Okay, so I've got the clean channel set up with gain on full, volume is on full, bass is all the way off because this guitar has a lot of low end in it. Middle is at half, so straight up. Treble is all the way off. No booster mod, no delay effects, so those two dials turn on. I've got the reverb set on the on the green mode, and it's about 10 o'clock. So, and I've got presence all the way up, because I love presence. So yeah, just to recap, clean mode, gain, volume all the way up, no bass, middle at half, treble all the way down, basically everything off apart from reverb, which is at 10 o'clock on the green mode, presence all the way up, and the volume is about 7 o'clock, and it's in 100 watt mode as well, so it's not very loud. I've got the volume turned down really loud. I mean, you can hear me talk over it. Okay, so that's how I'm going to have the compressor situation set up, okay? So that's what I'm going to have there. So it's basically 3 pedals, the amp and the guitar, that's it. That's the lot. So that's what you're going to hear when you hear the compressor. Next sound example is going to be using the amp only. So it'll be guitar, Boss DS2, Ibanez WH10, amp. That's it. Nothing else will be involved in the signal chain there. And then I'm going to use the brown mode on the Boss Katana. So it'll be switched to a brown mode. The gain will be all the way off, volume all the way up, bass is at a half, so 12 o'clock. Middle and treble are off, booster, mod, and delay effects again off. I have reverb again at 10 o'clock on the green mode, and I have presence off as well. So so that's what's going to happen in sound example 2 when we're going to use the amp to control the DS2 and the Ibanez WH10. And you'll hear a difference. The Boss DS2 will sound more nasally. It'll sound like somebody's got hold of its nose more than anything like that. But I think that's the one that sounds more like John's kind of solo tone. It sounds like Californication era kind of solo tone. Okay, so and then the final example, example number 3, is we're going to use the golden Plexi to control the DS2 and the Ibanez WH10. And I'm going to have the amp set clean on the acoustic setting, actually. I'm going to have the amp set clean on the acoustic setting. It's going to be gain all the way up, volume all the way up, bass all the way down, mids at 12 o'clock, no treble, presence off, and reverb again at 10 o'clock. So that's how it's going to be set up. I'll write all the EQ and stuff in the description box below anyway. And if I forget, somebody leave a comment and I'll rectify that. Because I'm a bit stupid, I tend to forget things. And then we're going to have the golden Plexi set up with volume at 12 o'clock, tone all the way down, and it's dusty. And gain is about, well, here, you can see. Okay, so that's how I'm going to have the golden Plexi set up. And one other thing to mention, pedal settings I have on the floor. Boss DS2 is maxed out. So level, tone, distortion, all on 10, set to the turbo mode. Ibanez WH10 turned all the way up, and I have Ed, the compressor, set with the emphasis dial, far left dial, is at 12 o'clock, volume is at 12 o'clock, attack is all the way down, so it's about 7 o'clock, and compression is at 12 o'clock as well. So pretty neutral, really. So that's that. Like I say, anything I don't think I've forgotten anything, but if I've forgot something, it'll be in the comment section, description box below, sorry. So, so without further ado, let's turn the room mics off, let's turn the close mic back on, and let you hear 3 different examples. And like I say, I'm just going to play around, doing some clean, doing some distortion, doing some soloing with the Ibanez WH10 and whatnot. And let me know which one you prefer the sound of and why. You know, what is it about that, you know, that sound that, you know, takes your pickle, so to say. Okay, so let's do that now. So there you go, there's the three sound examples. Like I say, sound 1 was using Ed the compressor, sound 2 was using the Katana's Brown mode. So basically the compression that was controlling the DS2 and the Ibanez WH10 was coming from the amp, nothing else. Second example was just amp, the two pedals and the guitar, and that was it. There was nothing else involved. And the same for example 3 as well, actually. And sound 3 was using the golden Plexi to control the DS2 and the Ibanez WH10. So, I would say that although Ed does an ace job, I do feel that a compressor pedal kind of takes away some of the gain from the DS2. I feel that out of the 3 sounds you just heard, I feel that Ed was the one with the least gain and the least sing, so to say. And it was definitely it appeared to me to be the brightest. I don't know how well that's going to come across. The amp one was definitely more in the vein of John Frusciante's Californication era tone, I feel, definitely. It's got that kind of nasally kind of honk that John had around that period of time. And my personal favourite is Golden Plexi. It's just really warm, rounded. There's a lot of low end to it, a lot of kind of like, a lot of mids and a lot of boom, which I really, really like. And it's a darker sound altogether. So, like I say, settings for the amp and the pedals. Well, I'll say the pedals are pretty straightforward. Well, the DS2 and the Ibanez WH are straightforward. For the entire video, the DS2 and the Ibanez WH have been maxed out, and the DS2 is just on the turbo mode, so everything's on 10. So yeah, it's quite simple. But it does change the sound. So it depends on what you're after more than anything, really. So yeah, a compressor pedal will control it, but is it going to make the sound you want it to make? You know what I mean? That's the question you've got to ask yourself before going after that kind of thing, so to say. Because I think the compressor pedal was the cleanest guitar tone with the less gain, whereas I feel the most gain... Well, I think the amp and the Golden Plexi were kind of like on par with how much gain they gave out. So like I say, all the settings are in the description box below, so apart from the DS2 and the Ibanez WH, which are just maxed out. And also the Golden Plexi, because I don't know how to do that, but I'll probably try. But you saw it in the video anyway, how I've got that set up. And like I say, this is just, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. I don't know. There's a lot of glare, that's the problem. Maybe not. But basically, everything's set at 12 o'clock on Ed, apart from Attack, which is turned all the way down. But yeah, so yeah, that's it, everybody. That feels like it went really quick. I think this is like the quickest video I've done for a while. Maybe I should talk for a while about absolutely nothing and just try and drag it out a bit longer. Just talk about elephants or something, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, let me know in the comment section below which one you preferred and why. What was it about that sound? I mean, they've all got that John Frusciante thing about them, but what is it about that, you know, what is it about an individual sound that you like? Was it compressor? Was it the amp, or was it the Golden Plexi? You know, which one was it that really, you know, made you go, that's what I want, you know what I mean? So, so yeah, let me know in the comment section below, everybody, and yeah, that's it for this video. Quite simple, actually. My gravy. I feel weird. This feels strange. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's been informative. I hope it's something you can kind of take away from it. This is really strange. Actually, this video might not be as short as I thought it'd be, especially if I keep rambling. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, everybody. I'll see you again on Wednesday for a Q&A. And yeah, have a great one, and I will see you again then. Yes, have a great morning, afternoon, good evening. Goodbye now. Thank you very much for watching. Ha!